Yes. So Jesus says to his disciples, he says, the Son of Man didn't come to destroy the world, but he come to save the world, right? And they went to this village, and then this guy says, Jesus, I'm going to follow you. Jesus says, bro, think what you're saying. Foxes have holes, birds have nests. The Son of Man has no place to lay his head. Right? The other one says, Jesus, I'm just going to bury my father. Jesus says, let the dead bury the dead. Right? The other one says, I'm just going to say goodbye at home to the family, and then I'm going to come and follow you. Jesus says, bro, if you put your hand to the plow and you look back, you're not fit for the kingdom of God. Right? Now, this happened to me. Right? When I was sober-minded, right? No substance in my body, right? This always happened when there was no one around me. We had a favorite spot where we stood, but when I was alone in the spot, these thoughts would always come to me, and I would think back about just how God would, how God is working in my life, right? In terms of people talking to me, and I would see bumper stickers and this, and I was still doing my thing, right? Yeah, and I had a rough life, right? Oh my word, I did so many things, right? But through it all, I could see, hey, there's something happening, and I would always say, I said, Lord, and then I didn't know the Bible, right? I didn't even know what I was saying at the time, right? I always said, Lord, I know you're gonna come my way, and when I'm on this road, I don't want to turn back, right? I say that to him, right? And this year it's gonna be 27 years. Right, it's my testimony, so I can boast. With my 26 and a half years, so God willing, this year it will be 27 years, right? But it's not easy, right? I've been more years saved than I was unsaved, right? So, but it's not easy. It's a tough life, right? It's rough, right? It's trials and tribulations, it's struggles. The devil never stops, because our fight is not against flesh and blood, but against the principalities and the powers in high places, right? So he never stops, right? He uses people, he uses circumstances, right, to bring us down. And his greatest weapon, right, discouragement, right? He uses that through deception, he uses that through many things, but it's great if he can get you discouraged. He is one, right? Because in discouragement you do a lot of things, right? And yeah, so if you want to decide to take on this road, right, think about what Jesus says to that guy. He says, bro, foxes have holes, birds have nests, but the Son of Man has got no place to lay his head, right? So think what you're doing, right? It's not easy, it's tough, but it's good. It's the best decision you will make, right? It's the best, because you secure your eternal destiny, right? Paul says, I fought the good fight, right? He said, Hebrew says, it could have been Paul, right? He says, run this race with patience, looking unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith, right? So it's tough, it's not easy, right? Oh man, I've fallen, I've stumbled, I've discredited myself, I've scarred my character, right? I've done all these things, right? It's tough, right? It's not easy, right? But you get back up, you keep moving. Failure isn't falling down, failure is staying down. So you get back up, you keep moving, you rectify things, and you backtrack. Okay, we have made a mistake, right? And you keep moving, and you try to make things better, right? It's transforming us into the image of Christ day to day, right? So if you're perfect, this video is not for you, right? It's for us. Because on this road being a work in progress, right? We help one another, right? Iron sharpens iron. We learn from one another, right? And we build one another, right? It's Christ builds us all together, right? So yeah. So once again, if you decide to take on this, right? It's not easy, right? Remember that, but it will be the best decision that you will ever make. You secure your eternal destiny, right? It's a tough life, right? It's a tough life, right? But God gives tough love, right? And He loves us. So He's coming to this world not to destroy this world, but that the world might be saved. And He loves us so much, right? And He just wants the best for us. Everything contained in His word is for us, it's for our benefit, right? It's for us, so that we can be better people and that we can be reconciled to Him, right? That's why Christ came, right? To reconcile us back, right? Because we are so valuable to Him, right? So yeah, against the odds, we keep moving.